How's it going, everybody? Monday morning quarterback episode 203. We're on our way to 300, and maybe we'll do a big surprise when we get to 300. Who knows? Hopefully we're still going strong by then. Tonight's topic is grooving and siping your tires, and this is really more for kind of our core markets that would be grooving and siping, micros, midgets, sprint cars. I don't know anything about how you would groove or sipe a modified or dirt late model tire, so if you ask, I'm probably going to direct you to somebody I would know or trust that would know that better than me. And I didn't look, but there may be some decent videos out there on YouTube for grooving and siping modified and late model tires. So we talk about when to groove, why we groove, and when to sipe and why we sipe in this video we filmed in our race shop, and we're going to cut away to that right now. Today we're going to talk about the difference between grooving and siping and what each does a very good job of. So as you can see, this tire is grooved. We take these new ASCS 2 tires and we groove them. I've tried a couple different patterns. And what we're doing when we're trying to groove the tires, two things. One, we're trying to give it an extra edge to bite on. These tires are very hard, so we're trying to give it an extra edge to bite the dirt. The other is, as you can see, these blocks are really big. And so like when we're grooving this, we're trying to change the flexibility of that block and allow the tire to better conform to the track. If you've got a big stiff block, you can imagine it doesn't want to flex much and grab the track. So two things, we're giving it another edge and we're trying to change the flexibility point of the block. So typically right rears on the micro side, I'll groove when they're brand new. Left rears, unless the track is really marbly, I'll run a standard tread pattern tire, and then I'll groove it once the leading edge starts to get wore off a little bit. I'll give it a fresh edge to bite on just to get a little bit more life out of the left rear tires. The left rears are a lot softer, a D12 or D15. So that's how we would do a micro tire. So now siping, we'll come down here. So obviously this is a grooving iron. Most of you are going to know that. This is one variation of a siping tool. This one has a lot of blades. My eyesight's probably not good enough to count them all, but there's a lot of blades. And this is a tire that we have siped to death. And what would be a scenario where we would sipe a tire this much? Glass, hard slick track, really hard tire, and we are trying to get this thing to fire as quick as possible. So when you sipe a tire, it puts that little slit in there, and there's a couple things to keep in mind. The depth of that slit is very important. You don't want to go too deep. And then also the spacing of it. So this type of tire siper allows you to adjust the spacing a little bit, but I found the stock spacing in between each one is really good. And what happens is when you put that slit in there, it allows the tire to rub together to create friction, which generates heat. So it'll allow the tire to come up to temperature much quicker. So in a scenario where you got to run a hard tire and you're looking for it to come up to temperature quickly, siping is a good option. On this particular tire, I was trying something and it did not work well. It came up to temperature very quick, but I had so many sipes under yellows, it would also cool off very quick because those sipes would open up, allow the air to get out of the tire, and then we had an issue with this tire sealing over. So if I were to do this again, I would just do these sipes across the tire. I think the vertical sipes were too much, and those sipes across the tire is what helps generate that heat. But I had so many sipes on there, it cooled off too quickly. So we won't necessarily, if a tire's going to feather, right? So like a left rear where you got a D12 or a D15, if the tire's going to feather, we won't necessarily sipe that because it's wearing rubber off, which means your tire's wearing, it's plenty hot enough, and you don't have a chance of it overheating because it's wearing the rubber off. Another scenario where you may sipe is an issue where you feel like the tire block is going to get so hot it's going to blister. And you might do a couple things there. You might groove the block to make it a little bit smaller so it doesn't blister and blow the whole block out. Or at some point, siping can help there too, because under yellows, it's going to allow the tire to open up and cool off quicker and not just blister and pop the block off. So every dirt racer needs to have a good grooving iron and a good siper in their trailer. There's some less expensive ones, but spend the money and get the good ones, because it makes the job effortless, and it'll save you tons and tons of time versus using, like this one gets hot, and so it'll just go through the tire like a hot knife through butter. If you don't have a heated one, it's just a lot more effort. And when we get in these summer months and it's hot as hell out, you don't want to be pushing with all your might to sipe a tire. So a couple things you can do there, different between grooving and siping. And please like and subscribe to our videos. We're trying to bring them to you every single week at 9 o'clock. I hope you guys got some good insight from that. If you have additional questions, always ask. We're happy to answer those. And a lot of times I like to start the show with answering questions. This one was obviously pre-recorded as I'm in Knoxville this week for the 410 Nationals. If you didn't catch last week's, our trailer is right across from Scooter's Coffee. And stop in, say hi, grab a shirt or a hat. We dyno customer shocks for free, even if it's not one of our shocks. If your shock tuner isn't here, I'm happy to dyno it for free and give you some insight. And yeah, have a great week, everyone. And thank you for watching the videos.